Life in Paraguay explained by a citizen of Canada. I'm here joined by Aaron. He is a citizen of the beautiful country of Canada, and he just applied for Paraguayan residency. And today Aaron will share a few things that he learned now here in Paraguay. Like, what were some of the things you were able to enjoy during your first week here? I think you're now on day 6, you said, or day 7. You will depart Paraguay for Brazil tomorrow, from what I've heard. What are some of the key takeaways for you?
Yeah, well, like you said, it's been relatively short, this visit, this initial visit. It's got a good vibe. I guess I know the word vibe gets thrown around a lot, but I like the vibe here. It's for a Latin American capital, feels very relaxed, easy to navigate. I found from literally coming through immigration at the airport, super friendly, like legitimately, hey, welcome to Paraguay. It felt like genuine.
It's a good feeling to be welcome.
It is, yeah. I mean, I think anyone who's gone through customs in many places it didn't have a similar feel to it. So I think even just from that was nice. Yeah, my week has been not a ton of exploration. I'm hoping to maybe go see the botanical garden or do a little exploration today before I take off tomorrow. But in walking around the neighborhood where I'm staying, mangoes on every street. That's always a good sign for me. Anywhere where mangoes fall from the trees, as a Canadian, I'm
You don't see that in Vancouver, Canada.
That's not so. Listen, I would plant them all if I could, and no, this is not happening. Apples, some places, yes, but mangoes, no. As a guy who looks at trees a lot, the variety or the number of mature citrus and mango trees, like in the capital city, as I walk around, I'm a fan. The quality of the meat, I'm sure I'm not the first person to maybe comment on that. It should maybe at this point not to be surprising to me, but I suppose I was a little thrown off on, the quality of the meat is fantastic. I went to
I have no idea.
I'll remember it. It was like a buffet. It was like a buffet or like Brazilian style, where they come around to the table. I'm forgetting the name. Anyway, went there first or second night here. Unreal. It was just like the quality of the food was amazing. Yeah. If you like red meat, this is a good place to be. That sum up. So
not so good for fish, but for red meat.
Yeah, fish maybe not so much. Vegetarian, I don't know. But if you like red meat and a relaxed vibe, if you're not looking to be in the club every other night, this is probably a pretty good spot. The few interactions I've had, which again, I'm only 6 or so days in, but the few interactions I've had, people seem genuinely friendly. It feels like they know you're not from here, and it feels like there's an element where they know you're like a kind of like a guest. And they seem to kind of, it's nice. Feels nice. Feels like it's how it should be, but it's not necessarily like that in many other places.
I agree.
Right? So to sum it up, 6 days in, this has been, I think, unseasonably cool weather. Am I fair to say that? Like the temperature right now is on the low end of what you usually
We're
get?
at the end of autumn now. We're heading into winter. Next month.
Cooler?
Next month, winter starts.
Okay. So, but it's funny to see people bundled up in their winter coats coming from where I come from. Not cold at all. If you're Canadian, it's not cold at all. Yeah. So I haven't been here when it's 45 degrees Celsius. I haven't seen that aspect of things, but I've actually quite enjoyed, like I'm sleeping, no air conditioning right now. And I'm comfy and feel welcomed.
I'm more Paraguayan than you are.
Yeah.
Because right here we have the heater turned down.
I see the number.
28.
I see the number. Yeah. Yeah. I was questioning my decision of the hoodie. Yeah. Yeah, that's really it. If I were to sum up 6 days here, it feels welcoming, it feels relaxed, it feels green. I think I told you, so it was Vancouver, Orlando, Sao Paulo, Asuncion. And it was beautiful, like coming into Sao Paulo in the morning, seeing the skyline. But as I was alluding to earlier when we were talking, that's a big city. Like that's a city that just keeps going. I think I looked it up after. It's almost 23 million people in the greater area, which is over half of the Canadian population in a metro area. It's a lot. I mean, there's probably a lot going on there, but like I say, to connect there to land and then a few hours later land here into Asuncion, you can see the difference. And for me, I like this is more my speed. There's parrots in the trees here. Like, I like birds and trees, and I'm in the capital city and I'm seeing them, For me, I like that. So, and I like red meat. So it's ticking a few boxes. And friendly people. Yeah, that would be my summary.
Now, if you can talk to us about your decision associated with getting Paraguayan residency here. I know you had a hiccup this week. Thankfully, we were able to make it work. But
Crossed.
yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Your application was accepted. What was it like applying for Paraguayan residency? And first, if you can please walk us through what led to your decision coming here. Why did you choose Paraguay over other Latin American countries? You did point out how you were able to obtain Mexican residency.
Yeah.
But why did you now end up getting Paraguayan residency?
Yeah, it's a good question. So I went for Paraguay residency partially because of you. I watched some of your content and whatnot, and it just felt like it made sense. I've become increasingly interested in this region of Latin America, given my earlier comments just on what I see happening, say geopolitically and whatnot. I feel like this region resonates with me. You overlay that with the fact that, relatively speaking, this residency process, to my understanding, is actually quite easy. Despite the little hiccup that I have to say that the visits and everything was fast. I think if I didn't have the issue with the change of name or whatnot, I think it would have been like very, very quick. So relatively speaking, it's easy residency to obtain. And for points earlier mentioned in what I kind of like in an area, as I was just saying what I've liked in this first week, it's fitting that bill. So as I progress in life, I'm looking to establish myself outside of Canada, and I think Paraguay is a place where that seems likely, seems feasible. Yeah, so that was the intent. I think the proximity, even though there's, it's not on the ocean, for most people, what's Paraguay? Where's Paraguay? For a lot of people in the north, I'm sure it's not a country they're aware of. I kind of like that. I think that, just because people aren't aware of it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have a lot to offer. And I've found in travels that can be the case a lot. And this seems to be living up to that with just what I'm learning with the culture, what I'm learning with just being on the ground here. And I'm looking forward to slowly expanding my little concentric circles of exploration from the capital here to other regions of the country. And like I say, even though it's not on the ocean, doesn't have the Rocky Mountains, it doesn't have there's not like just dramatic, say, landscape features, but you're not far from these things, relatively speaking, right? You a flight or two away from some pretty amazing spots elsewhere in Latin America. And I think, yeah, I like all of the above.
Well, I appreciate you sharing your experience being here in Paraguay. Thank you so much for choosing us. Obviously, we appreciate it. And if you guys are interested in obtaining residence in Paraguay, go to nomadelite.com. I look forward to speaking with you personally and helping you obtain residency in this gorgeous country located in the heart of South America. Thank you again for coming and sharing your experience with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll have more time to shoot more interesting videos together soon. Thank you so much, Aaron.
Yep. No worries.
Thank you, guys.